if you were on vacation last week, not listening to the show, well, both Allison and I were on vacation the week before. Allison went to Key West, and you came back with a bunch of stories.
I did.
And one of them is about a guy who can only have so many good days in a row. What happened?
So the first night that I was there, I'm downtown looking for a spot to get dinner.
Making my way downtown.
And the place that I had looked at was closed for like a private party. So I was kind of annoyed about that. So I hop on Google Maps real quick and I see, because I'm like, I already walked all this way. I don't really want to walk much farther. What's nearby that I could check out? And it says, ooh, this Conchilia or something like that is the best spot in Key West. So I'm like, well, I gotta go to the best spot, right? So I go there, I ask if they have a bar. They do. So I go, I sit down, and next thing I know, I'm overhearing a commotion between some regulars and the bartender, who is also their server. And the guy is just going on and on, complaining, wanting to leave. He's telling his friends and his wife, like, I don't think we should stay here. You guys need to say you don't want to order anything and we need to leave. So I'm like, my interest is piqued. What's going on that this guy's so upset he wants to leave? He's like, we come here all the time. It always happens, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, he wanted the cacio de pepe or whatever. Which is a pretty simple thing. It's basically mac and cheese with a little salt and pepper, I think.
Pretty much. I think that means pasta with pepper in Italian or something like that.
So it seems like pretty straightforward meal. It was something that was on the menu. Well, apparently the chef had refused to make it. He was not in the mood to make any cacio de pepe that night. So there's like all this commotion. So then the bartender comes to help me, and you could tell she's like frustrated. She's like, she's like, I knew this was going to happen. She was like, chef had 3 good days in a row. He even made a pizza with 3 different toppings on it yesterday for a table. Like, that never happened. So she was like, I just knew it was going to be a bad day today. I knew he was going to be in a bad mood. And it made me laugh so much, the concept of this chef, like, only having so many good days that he could be in a good mood. And then he comes in, he's like, I don't want to make something that's on the menu.
That is hilarious. So who in your life do you know, if they were in like a good mood a couple days in a row, you better stay out of their way on that day 3, because it's not going to happen for 3 days, 3 good mood days in a row. Is anybody in your life like that? 601-995-1017. Boss, parent, kids, what is it? 601-995-1017. Kind of a little bit, and I hate to say this, but it makes me think of my grandma. My grandma, and I'm so close with my grandparents. I talk to them once a week, call them on the weekends. I have since I was like 10 years old. But she is a little bit grouchy sometimes. Yeah. And like, if she has a good day, the next day it's not going to be good. Yeah, so I can pretty much predict what kind of mood my grandma's going to be. Like, she was a little melancholy yesterday whenever I talked to her, but she was in a great mood the week before. It was because her whole family was in town. That's where I was on vacation. But, like, I could tell grandma's not going to be in a great mood. She's going to be tired. Everything's going to hurt.
Was that the kind of balance while you were visiting her for a week? Was it like she'd be in a great mood because you were there, but then the next day she's tired, she's not in a good mood, then she's back to a good mood because it's like, he's there, I've slept yesterday?
It was a very similar to that. And by the way, again, I don't want to be mean to my grandma because I love her, but her good mood is a lot of people's bad mood. You just missed Allison telling a story about like the grumpy chef.
Yes.
Whenever she was on vacation, the bartender said to you, what? I knew we had 2 good days in a row. This wasn't going to be one of them.
Yeah, she was like, I knew chef was going to be in a bad mood today because he had 3 days in a row that he had been in a good mood. And he refused. The reason he was in a bad mood, or we knew he was, is because he refused to make something that was on the menu. He refused to make cacio de pepe. He was like, not doing it.
No cacio de pepe for you.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the soup guy from Seinfeld.
I think it's exactly who it was.
So the other thing that this story kind of reminded me of, not so much the person in your life that can only have so many good days in a row, but I remember whenever I was 18 years old, I was just getting started in radio. I was an intern during the week on a morning show. On the weekends, I would do overnights. And then my routine was on Mondays, after I got done with my high school day, I would go back to the radio station and have a meeting with my boss where he would listen listen to my midnight to 5 a.m. show. And if you think I suck now, I was so much worse as an 18-year-old. And I would know that there cannot be, they're called air check sessions. There cannot be two good air check sessions in a row. There were very rarely a good air check meeting, but if I had a good one where he was like, yeah, everything sounds really good, I was going to get torn to shreds the next week.
I would even say, like, I remember my first so many air checks of doing an overnight shift. And I feel like if you had one, like, break, you were talking between two songs and they said, wow, that was so good.
Yeah.
The next one they were not going to like.
Oh, you're 100%.
Like, it wasn't going to be two in a row that it was like, wow, you're doing such a good job. You're making such good progress. Like, you'd be feeling good for about 5 seconds and then they'd play another little clip and they'd be like, all right, you didn't do this, and you're like, oh, I suck.
I remember the first break that my boss was like thoroughly impressed with. I was talking to Chris Allen, Live Like We're Dying.
Okay.
And I said, Lady Gaga in a meat dress, see the picture at the website. And he was like, that is the best thing I've ever heard you do. That is awesome. I was like, it was 5 seconds. That's all I'm good for. It made me feel bad. And he was trying to make me feel good.
I do feel bad for that because the first break I got praise on was way longer than that. It was something like Taylor Swift had sent out a bunch of invites to her house for a listening party. And I had said, like, oh, where's mine? It must have gotten lost in the mail. And my boss was like, that was so good.
So good. Rhea texted us and said, me, myself, and I can't have too many good days in a row. Got to keep my family on their toes. That's great. That's great. Well, Rhea, I hope you're having a good day today, at least for your family's sake.
Adam and Allison in the morning.